Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is FlossTube number 15 and this is my update for January 2022. I hope that everyone's doing really well and I hope that you're pretty happy that we've gotten through January. I mean, I hope that you had a good January, but I don't know about you, but I feel like January goes on for about 4 years. But we're finally getting to the end and this video is a bit of a weird one. I've just got quite a lot of random things to talk to you about. So we're going to start off the video by announcing the winner of the giveaway that I'm hosting. I'm also going to go through some of my 2022 plans with you. And I do also have a little bit of an announcement, so stay tuned to the end to make sure that you hear that. So let's start off by announcing the giveaway winner. If you missed my last video, I'm currently hosting a giveaway for a stitching journal. I've got one right here. This is my copy, and the winner will be receiving a PDF version of the inside of this stitching journal. It's from Stitching Cabin. Hayley at Stitching Cabin was super generous and gifted me this, and also gifted me an extra one to send on to one of you. So I've got YouTube comment picker all loaded up on my laptop, so let's find out who's won. So I have it all loaded up and ready to go. The phrase that people had to use in their comments was 2022, so I've set up the comment picker already so that it will pick out comments that say 2022 in them. So drum roll please. The winner is... No way, it's Anastasia. No way. Anastasia won my last giveaway. No way. Oh my goodness, I promise you that was my first time doing it. I did a couple of test runs, but I used a completely different word. I think I used stitch rather than 2022. So this was my first time doing it with 2022. And Anastasia, you're the winner again. So Anastasia's comment said her plans for 2022 is to start as many things as she can. Random, not planned starts. I'll be doing videos about my new starts all year long. I hope to have fun with cross stitch. Don't want too serious of an approach. That's so weird, but so exciting. I hope that with all your new plans, Anastasia, you can write them all in your brand new stitching journal. Just to be clear, it is just the digital copy of the inside. It isn't the whole thing that is the prize, but I will link in the description below the ring binder that I'm using and also the hole punch that I used in order to get this ready. I don't think it will help Anastasia because she's based in China anyway, but if anybody else is interested, that link will be in the description. I cannot believe that Anastasia has won my giveaway again, but congratulations, Anastasia. If you want to drop me a message on Instagram or in the comments and give me your email address, then I will make sure that I get the PDF sent to you, but congratulations! So sorry if you were out of luck and you didn't win this time. However, I would really recommend, if you are interested in this journal, I've been loving using it. I'm gonna go through it with you shortly. That's gonna be part of the video. And if you are interested, definitely go and check out Stitching Cabin. She has got the PDF version, which is what I got, and I had to buy the folder separately, but she has also released some that are already made. I think they're about £10 or £15, so they're not crazy expensive, and there's some really gorgeous designs on them. So definitely go and check it out because yeah, I'm really enjoying using the stitching journal, so if you're interested, I would recommend. So whilst we're still on the journal, I'm going to go through it with you, and that's how I'm going to be talking to you about my plans for 2022. The page that I'm on is my 2022 year goals. I've written them in pencil just because I'm so scared of writing it in pen. Like, I could just take out a page, reprint it and put it back in if I made a mistake, but I'm just way too scared. So I've just been doing it in pencil, which is fine. I'm okay with doing it in pencil. So my first goal for 2022 is to finish Fellowship of the Ring. That is my big full coverage piece. I'm going to show it shortly, so you will see it in a bit, but I will put a picture up for those who haven't seen it yet. It is my oldest whip. I started it in May 2020 and it has been ever since I started stitching on it, and it is still my favourite project to stitch on. I love it so much. I can't describe to you the reason why. I think I love full coverage. Full coverage is what drew me in with cross stitch mainly, and what I was most excited to try. And just the way that that pattern is, it's not too confetti heavy. You do have some big chunks kind of going horizontally. So yeah, I just love it. And I love Lord of the Rings, so it does have a place in my heart, and it's the first thing that I planned that I was going to frame to go in my house as well. So I've just got a lot of love for it, and I need it on my wall. I need to finish it. So that's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is to finish my Sailor Moon piece. I will show you a picture of it. This is my second oldest whip, and these two will be the only whips that I started in 2020. So I want to get that finished as well. It actually shouldn't take me too long. I think it is only... something ridiculous. I think it's only like 8,000 stitches or something like that, but I just haven't had the time to work on it. So that's my second goal. My third goal is to start my first Heaven and Earth design piece. If you've never heard of Heaven and Earth designs, that can be abbreviated to HADE, which is what a lot of people call them. Their website is full of these incredible full coverage pieces. From what I can tell, I think it's an artist's work that then gets converted into a cross stitch pattern. So some of the stuff on there is absolutely amazing, so detailed. You can have a mini version, which by a mini version I think it's still like quite a lot of stitches. Like it will be relatively big, or you can go for the bigger massive piece. I already know what I'm going to be stitching, and it is a mini, and it is the Evolution, what I can't remember the actual title of it, but I will put a picture up here. Stitched by Liz over on her Instagram and now on FlossTube. She is doing this piece, and I think I had seen it before I saw that she was doing it, but when I saw her doing it I was like, yes, I really want to do this now. So that's why it's on my goal list. I am definitely going to start it this year. In my head it makes sense that I finish the Fellowship first. So that's one full coverage piece out of the way. I have got another full coverage that I'm working on, which is Final Fantasy VII. And so I'll just have 2 on the go. I don't want to have too many on the go. My fourth goal is to host my first stitch along. And that might be what is linked to the announcement at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that. My next goal is to, well, I'm calling it a friendship stitch along or friendship sal. I don't know if it has a proper name, but I had this idea. So basically I've talked about them so much on my channel. I have my 2 friends Alice and Gushan, who are also into cross stitch, and sometimes we have these cute little evenings where we'll just sit and watch a movie together and we'll stitch together. And I came up with an idea of, oh, I'm gonna find this so hard to explain, but basically we're gonna do a little stitch along between the 3 of us. We're going to be stitching on the same piece, and we're going to stitch on each other's. So we're going to split the pattern into 3 parts. I will start on mine and I'll do part 1. I will then hand it over to either Alice or Gu, and I'll have one of theirs. We'll all stitch part 2 on each other's actual fabric, and then we'll swap it again and finish part 3, so that then we each have a piece that all 3 of us have worked on. I hope that makes sense. I think I've heard of people doing this just with one piece, so they'll either be partners and they'll just stitch on it together and then they can display it, or people will send it on to each other so that both people or multiple people have worked on the same piece. But I wanted to do something where all 3 of us would get to keep it. If it's got a name, if it's been done before, please let me know, because I don't know how else to explain it. But yeah, I'm just calling it a friendship sal. I don't know what to call it. But yeah, that's another one of my goals. We have already picked the pattern, and I have the supplies for it being delivered. I've got my fabric, I've got my threads, and I've already got the pattern in Pattern Keeper, so that will probably be one to talk about in my next video. my 6th goal, and we're nearly there. I've got 7 goals. Okay, so so if you're bored, we're nearly through it. It's all right. So my 6th goal is to fully finish something as a cushion. So around this time last year, in January 2021, I finished a piece called Afternoon Nap. I'll include a picture right here. Oh, and I am going to show it in a bit, actually. So I finished that, and I asked you guys, how should I finish it? It's a year later and I still haven't fully finished it. But the idea that I really liked the most was to make it into a cushion. Now that I've got my sewing machine and I've actually used it, I'm feeling a bit more confident. I've had a look at some tutorials on how to fully finish something, or how to make a cushion in general. And yeah, I've got some fabric on the way for it, so I'll give it a go. I hope it goes all right, but there you go, it's one of my goals. And then my last goal is to make a project bag, and I would most likely use the tutorial from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. I really love the way that she makes her project bags, especially the ones with the vinyl front, and that video has had so much good feedback. I've seen so many people say that it was so easy to follow and it just seems to work really well. So that's it. Those are my stitching goals. Whew, okay, we're like 14 minutes in and we're still in the life updates section, but I guess it's been stitching related. Something that is a bit more YouTube related is that this month I had a photo shoot. So I will include some pictures as I'm talking. It will probably be some silly ones because I do have a laugh when I have a photo shoot. But my friend Simon, he is a photographer. If you're interested in checking out his stuff, you can on Instagram. His name is a random guy with a DSLR. Yep, that's it. Yep. And he normally takes photos of cosplayers, but every now and again he will just do a random photo shoot. Sometimes it's when he's got a new camera, sometimes I just want some new pictures like I did this time. So these photos are going to be part of my YouTube branding. So I've wanted to have a look into that properly for quite a long time. I'm starting to realise that the branding that I've currently got doesn't always work too great with my thumbnails. Sometimes you can't really read the writing very well. So I've had a look on Etsy and I've found a branding kit that I really like. So for my YouTube channel and for my YouTube Instagram, which is news to you because I keep forgetting to tell you about it, it's going to have this new branding on it, but on my stitching Instagram, Stitch with Beth, that branding is going to remain the same and I'm going to keep my same logo that I've got at the moment. Let's talk about my YouTube Instagram because it's been running for a good couple of months now and I've just not mentioned it. So I decided a couple of months ago that I wanted to separate out my YouTube video stuff from my stitching stuff, mainly because I was finding that on my stitching Instagram it was just FlossTube, here's a FlossTube, here's a FlossTube, here's a FlossTube, and that wasn't the reason that I started that Instagram. So I wanted to kind of separate them out in order to encourage me to post a bit more stitching content on my stitching Instagram, and it has worked, I guess. Yeah, it has worked. I have been putting more stitching content on my Stitch with Beth Instagram. The YouTube Instagram is still a little bit more quiet, but I will post more on it. I really want to just post random stuff, just my daily life. I want that to be not my personal Instagram, but just more of a general Instagram rather than it just being stitching or just being YouTube. It is me. It's me, it's my life. I will, I don't know, I don't really do much. But when I do things, I will take pictures and put them on that Instagram. So that Instagram handle is at Beth Chadwick on YT. So if you would like to, go ahead and follow that. Or my stitching Instagram is at Stitch with Beth. So follow either, follow both, follow none, whatever, it's up to you. So yeah, just to summarise with the photo shoot, it was a ton of fun. We kind of did a few different costume changes, went to a few different sets, that being my house and just around my neighbourhood. But yeah, it was really fun. I'm quite looking forward to how the photos will come out. and I'll let you know when my new branding is updated. You'll probably know because my thumbnail should be different, and I think I'm gonna have like a little intro thing at the start of my videos. So yeah, it's really exciting stuff. When I was thinking of my goals in general, I know the goals that I put earlier on were my stitching goals, but just for my general 2022 goals, I would like to, I think I said this last year, but I would like to make more YouTube videos. I would like to focus on YouTube a bit more. I recently passed 800 subscribers, which is so much fun, and internally one of like my mental goals is to reach 1,000 subscribers this year. So yeah, I hope it happens. I guess it's a little ask from you guys. If you do enjoy my channel, if you think that you know somebody who might enjoy it, just send it to them. Just hit the share button. No pressure, you don't have to, but I would be ecstatic if I could reach 1,000 subscribers this year. Alright, I've been talking for about 20 minutes. Let's show you some stitching. It's a FlossTube. We gotta go through stitching. I don't know why I'm Scottish now. I'm not, that was a really bad Scottish accent. Okay, so to start off with, we are gonna go through my FFO, which stands for my fully finished object. This is one that I did show in my last video, and it is a gift for somebody. So Nikki, if you are watching this, please stop watching right now unless you've received the gift. They should be receiving it fairly soon, I think, maybe this weekend. However, I'm having a little bit of a problem. So it's a fully finished object. It's not quite there, but I will show you. So this is a Winnie the Pooh piece that I have stitched because of the new baby who was born. I have a new nephew, and this was by Vivica. I bought it off of lovecrafts.com, and it is on 14 count Aida. It's a light blue colour, and I stitched this 2/1. So we're finished. I'm trying my best to not get some glare on it, but I think that is so cute. I love how the colour, I just love how it's turned out. So I didn't have the most fun stitching on this piece. I don't know what it was about it. I don't know if it's because I am just not a monogamous stitcher anymore and I wanted to get this done as soon as possible. So for the first couple of weeks in January, I was working solidly on this. And yeah, it just wasn't doing it for me. This umbrella is deceivingly large. I think it was probably about like 1,000 stitches just in the umbrella alone. So yeah, it was a bit of a slog towards the end, but I'm so happy with how it's turned out and I really hope that they love it. So now we get into why it's a fully finished object, and basically it's my mistake. I used some cardboard that was a bit too thick and I can't actually get the back onto the frame again in order to have, you know, like the little metal clasps, in order to put those over it. I wrestled with it for quite a while and I admitted defeat, so I think I am going to have to get my hands on some thinner cardboard. Apologies, my camera just died. I'm not 100% sure where I was at, but basically I'm going to have to get my hands onto some thinner cardboard and take the cross stitch off and reback it onto a different piece of cardboard in order for it to fit in this frame. I sound a bit but I am really happy with how it's turned out. I think it's so pretty and so cute, and I just hope that Nikki likes it. Nikki is Mark's sister, by the way. I didn't explain that, but yeah. Mark's my boyfriend, by the way. Mark's my boyfriend, Nikki is his sister. Next, I have a finished object for you, and it was a little bit of an unexpected finish. I didn't realise that I would finish it so soon, and it is this piece. So this is Not All Those Who Wander by Emma Congdon, or Stitchrovia, that's her Etsy shop, and I am so pleased with this. I love everything about it. It was a joy to stitch. I'm also not usually a big fan of backstitch, but I just love what this backstitch does for the piece. I think especially because I've been working on it in Pattern Keeper, all you get to see is the crosses, so you don't see the full effect that the back stitch has. So looking at it in Pattern Keeper, it does look a little bit underwhelming, but then as I was just adding even like these lines, the little birds here, and just all of the little details around it, it really brings it together and gives it more of that magical feeling. So yeah, I'm so happy with this one. I think it's beautiful. I stitched this on a 28 count even weave, and it does have a little bit of a colour to it, so it's called Cloudstone. So I think you can kind of see it here where there's like little cloudy kind of patches to it. And I stitched this 3/2, so I used 3 strands because I just like that coverage better on a 28 count or a 14 count. And yeah, I think it's turned out really nice. I like my puffy stitches. So yeah, I finished it literally last night, and I was quite happy with that because then I get to talk to you about it all finished. I'm planning on fully finishing this as a hoop. I have bought some felt in order to back it because I have recently decided that I want to practice that finish a bit more, because I think I've only done it twice and the back of it isn't as neat as I would like it to be, and I just need to practice it a bit more. So there's that one. And then the last piece that I worked on this month was also Lord of the Rings related. I talked about it in the planner section, and it is this. So this is my full coverage piece that I was talking about. This is called Fellowship of the Ring, and it is by a Luton pattern. Like I was saying earlier, this is my favourite piece. I love it so much, and I feel like I'm getting there. It will be finished this year, I promise you. The main parts that I've worked on were this section over here. So I've done, I can't tell which is which out of Merry and Pippin here. It's one or the other, but I've finished both of them, and we've started Gimli over here. We've got his axe on his back just there, and yeah, it's a joy to stitch on. I just love it. Silver Bunny Stitches on Instagram is also stitching this one, and I made a joke comment at one point and said, shall we have a race, because we're kind of at a similar point. And she was up for it. So I don't think it's the most competitive race in the world. I think that we're just like having invested, it's more of a stitch along, we're just like interested in where the other one's going. But yeah, it's just been really nice to kind of be able to talk to somebody about it, because as well, I don't think I really ever talked about the outline of the silhouettes is all fractional stitches. I will give you a close-up just in hopes that you can see. I don't know if you can though. But yeah, all of that is fractional stitches, and that's how you get the shapes like that in the silhouette. So it can be a little bit of a pain. It's a little bit more time consuming, I guess, and you have to focus on it a little bit more. And what she's done is do that part first. So she goes around the outline and does all the fractional stitches for the outline of the silhouette, and then once that's done, she fills it in. So I'm tempted to give that a go, but because of the way that I'm doing this parking method, it all flows on from one another. So when I've put another thread in, I feel like I can't go off track, and like, because I've got like, for example, this black thread here, because I'm going to go up here, then there, then there, then there, part of me feels like I can't like go down here, because that will be the next square that the black thread goes in. I feel like I'm talking nonsense and no one understands. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. But anyway, I could talk about this piece for days because I just love it so much. I got a nice comment from Jo at Belushi Stitches, and she commented on like the subtlety of the mountains and just how it kind of fades in the background, and I just love it. I love it so much. I'm doing this on a 14 count white Aida, and the grids are just done with thread that I gridded myself, and I'm doing this 2 strands over 1. So yeah, there we go. It's going to be finished this year, I swear it, I promise you. I'll finish my first full coverage. So the first piece of haul that I have is actually a Christmas present that I got, which I forgot to talk about. This is why I said having a stitching journal is a good idea for me, because I just forget things. I forget what I'm going to talk about. So when I remember, I just pop it in my journal and then I can refer back to it when I'm planning my video. Anyway, I digress. So the present that I got wasn't cross stitching related, but it was crafting related. and it is this. So it is a little sewing project that I got from my dad and my stepmom, and it is for a quilted jewellery roll. And my stepmom is quite into her sewing, so they bought me my sewing machine because I just said I don't know what I need, but just get me a sewing machine because I want one. So yeah, that's what it's gonna look like when it's finished. And I just thought it was so cute, so I'm pretty excited to try that one out as well, because if you missed my last video, I've got a couple of other new crafting things of crafts that I've never tried. So this one should hopefully be slightly easier because I have used a sewing machine before, twice now. I'm an expert with my using it twice. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that because I thought that it was super duper cute. The next bit of haul I'm so excited about, and just thinking about it, I feel like my outfit matches it. So I think I've spoken to you guys before about Agnes Little Minders, and if you're unaware of Agnes's Etsy shop, she creates needle minders and she has various animals, but they're mainly dragons, and she will have a theme and she makes them out of polymer clay, includes Swarovski crystals, and creates a needle minder for you. And when I first saw them, it was the first needle minder I ever bought, and I thought it was absolutely beautiful and I just couldn't get over it. I have since then bought 3 more and this one is my new addition to my little family. So it's this turtle. Right here, and it's got this beautiful galaxy print on it. And when I first saw it, I just fell in love. I've dropped something, I've dropped my phone, I don't even care because I'm just talking about this. So it is so cute. Agnes Little Minder needle minders are actually kind of difficult to get hold of, so she will basically make a collection of however many, and once they're gone, they're gone. So she will send emails before saying this is the collection, this is what's going to be a part of it. So if you find something that you want, you got to get in there quick. So I had an alarm set for 9 PM on the date when this needle minder came out because I knew that I had to have it. And I was actually invited to go out for a meal on the same evening, and part of me genuinely considered not going on the meal because I needed this needle minder. But I thought, oh, I can't just be like, no, I can't go because I need to buy a needle minder at 9 o'clock. So I did end up going. The meal was at about 7 PM, so that gave us a little bit of time to eat and everything and get home. However, we ended up leaving and it was about 10 to 9, and I was a bit like, oh no. And Mark was like, do you want to wait in the car and we'll make sure that we get it? And I was like, yes please, because it was about 15 minutes to get home and I was driving, so I would have missed it if I had. So we were just sat in this random car park and I was just looking at my phone waiting for the clock to turn to 9 o'clock, and I got in there quick and I managed to get it. So I'm so happy. It was quite a mission, but we got there. My friend Alice also got the dragon version, which was absolutely gorgeous. I was so tempted to get that one, but I do really like the turtle design, and I've already got two. I've got 2 of the bigger dragons and then 1 sleeping dragon. So I wanted to get something a little bit different, and I think it's cute. I like how little it is. This one's a bit different to the normal ones because it's a bit glossier. Normally they're a bit more of a matte finish, but I really like it. The gloss really is effective with it, and she's painted on the stars and the moons and everything on it. So yeah, I'm so happy, and it goes so well with Fellowship of the Ring as well. So I really love putting this on that when I'm stitching it. So the second to last bit of haul that I've got to show you is a little bit random, but it is something that I've been talking about getting for such a long time, and it is a portfolio. So I bought like an A3 portfolio, which I've said that I wanted to get because some of the things that I stitch, I don't always want to display them in my house. There's quite a lot of things that I just stitch just because I enjoy the process of stitching, but I've not actually got anywhere to put them. So I decided to buy this portfolio, and I've got some plastic wallets for it as well. And in there I can just put in all of my finished pieces. So we've got Hello Petal there, which does get displayed, but only seasonally, so when it's not being displayed it can live in here. It'll keep it nice and clean. And on the same note, we've got Hello Pumpkin there. It's not the best to show on camera because of the glare, but it's fine. And then also have afternoon nap. So this is what I was talking about earlier, when I am going to be finishing it as a cushion, and I've already bought the fabric for it. So it's in here temporarily, but once it's finished, I'm not going to be able to fit a cushion in here. So that's that one. And then the other finish that I've got in here is Spyro. As you can tell, these two aren't fully finished. This is going to be another hoop finish for me, so I've bought some felt to practice another hoop finish on that. But when I've finished it, I will just pop it back in here. But yeah, I just wanted somewhere to put all of my finishes together, rather than just sticking them in a drawer or sticking them in my basket that I normally have. If I ever do feel like having a look through them, I can just have a flick through. And I think the A3 one works quite well. I doubt that I'll have anything that's bigger, but if it is, I'm sure I could just like fold it in half and have half of it on show, and if I want to have a proper look at it, I can just take it out of the folder. So yeah, I bought this from Hobbycraft. The folder itself was £20, and I think the wallets were about £6 or something like that, and it comes with 20 wallets. So I think that that should do for quite a long time. I think I've got like 8 whips at the moment, and some of the things that I'm going to do are going to be gifts, some of them I'm going to display in a different way. So yeah, I should have space in here for a good couple of years. Okay, so I'm going to tag this part on the end of haul because it's kind of related to haul, because I have bought a new pattern for it, I guess. But we're going to go into my special announcement now. So thank you so much for staying till the end of the video, or if you skipped ahead, that's fine as well. But the announcement is that I am hosting my very first stitch along, and I'm not doing it alone. So Sian from Craftivating Creations and I are going to be hosting a stitch along for Hello Sunshine. I'll include an image here of Hello Sunshine. It is a pattern by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and Sally hosted a stitch along for it last year, and I didn't get around to doing it. In the end, I decided to focus on Hello Petal first, but now I want to stitch Hello Sunshine. So if you are similar to me and you missed the bow of the first stitch along, I would love it if you wanted to join Sian and I. We've decided that we're going to start our stitch along on the 1st of March 2022, and we are going to be following the same parts that Sally released. It's in 5 parts, so that will take us to a July finish. If July is a little bit too late for you, feel free to stitch ahead. If you want to, that's absolutely fine. The 5 parts are just a guide, and we just really want some company. We really want to stitch along with other people. We're hoping that we get enough people that we're going to create a group on Instagram, so we can all kind of chat together, kind of share any tips, share how we're getting on, share what fabric we're using. So yeah, it's going to be really fun. I hope that we get some people that are interested. So if you are, please let me know if you would like to join in. We've decided that the hashtag that we're going to use is hashtag Hello Sunshine Sal 2022. Another thing that we would love to do with that hashtag is that if you use it and you tag Sian and I in your Instagram, then we can share your piece on our FlossTube as well, if you're interested in that. So yeah, we've got a few things planned. I think it's going to be really fun. I really hope that some other people are up for it. As you can tell, I'm super duper excited. So I've always wanted to host a sal, and I love this sort of community kind of stuff. So if you would like to join us, please do. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Okay, we have gotten to the end of the video. I feel like I've been talking for about 3 hours. It's not been that long, but thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have anything you want to share with me, leave it in the comments below. I love reading your guys' comments. And if you think that you'll enjoy more videos from me, then please hit the subscribe button. Like I said, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so I would really appreciate it. But for now, I will love you and leave you all. I hope that you have a fabulous February, and I shall see you next time. Bye!